Most people see a headline like, "China builds robot to plant trees in the desert," and they react the exact same way. They smile, think, "Oh, what a cute little tech demo," leave a like, and keep scrolling. They think it's a feel-good PR stunt. They are completely wrong. What you're actually looking at is what happens when a global manufacturing superpower stops treating climate change like a conservation project and starts treating environmental restoration like an industrial assembly line. In the Alashan Desert, researchers didn't just build a robot. They unlocked a playbook that changes how humanity alters the physical geography of the planet. Most countries look at a massive desert and ask, "How many workers do we need to plant trees here?" China looked at the exact same desert and asked, "How many robots do we need?" That is a completely different mindset. And today, we're going to break down the terrifyingly brilliant systems engineering behind this project, why the energy math is flawless, and the brutal strategic lesson that the rest of the world is completely ignoring. Because today, it's planting trees. But tomorrow, it's rewriting the rules of global labor. To understand why this matters, we have to look at the battlefield. The Alashan Desert is brutal. It's hundreds of thousands of square kilometers of moving sand, extreme temperature swings, and absolutely zero infrastructure. For decades, China has been fighting the Green Great Wall, a massive effort to stop these deserts from expanding and swallowing cities like Beijing. And for decades, they used the traditional method, humans. Now, human labor is great for a lot of things. But when you apply it to a hostile desert, you hit what engineers call a logistics bottleneck. Think about it. If you send 1,000 workers into the desert to plant trees, you aren't just paying for their labor. You have to transport them. You have to build temporary housing. You need massive water trucks just to keep them alive. You need medical teams for heat stroke. The human body is an incredibly inefficient machine to operate in a 110-degree desert. The moment a worker gets tired, or needs a water break, or has to sleep, the scaling stops. The marginal cost of planting the next million trees stays high because humans don't get cheaper the more they work. Enter East China Normal University. They looked at this massive logistical nightmare and realized something fundamental. The desert isn't a tragedy, it's a design constraint. They engineered a fleet of autonomous solar-powered rovers. They don't need water, they don't need air conditioning. They don't care about dust storms, and suddenly the entire economic equation of saving the planet flips upside down. Let's talk about the engineering because this is where it gets beautiful. If you or I were told to build a tree planting machine, we'd probably think of something heavy, rugged, and powered by a diesel engine. That's how Western agriculture works, right? Big, loud John Deere tractors. But a diesel engine in the middle of a remote desert is a logistical trap. If it runs on diesel, you need fuel trucks. To get fuel trucks out there, you need roads. To maintain the trucks, you need mechanics. Before you know it, your green project is burning thousands of gallons of fossil fuels just to plant a few saplings. The Chinese researchers didn't fall into that trap. They used solar photovoltaics. Now normally, solar has a downside. It's intermittent. It only works when the sun is shining. But think about the environment they are deploying this in. It's a desert. What is the one thing a desert has an infinite, relentless supply of? Sunlight. The very feature that makes the desert deadly to humans is the exact feature that makes these robots immortal. The energy source is perfectly matched to the environment. That's not green marketing, that's flawless systems engineering. And the efficiency gains are staggering. According to the project team, this system can increase planting efficiency by more than 100 times compared to traditional manual methods. A human takes minutes to dig a proper hole, place a seedling, and secure it. This robot takes seconds. It uses an onboard GPS to navigate to the exact centimeter, drills, drops a standardized seedling capsule that protects the roots, applies a highly targeted microdose of water, and moves on. It does this all day, every day, with near zero human intervention. But here is the secret that most tech bloggers missed. The robot itself? It's just the hands. The real magic is the invisible ecosystem controlling it. This isn't just a lone rover wandering around the sand. It's part of a massive, closed-loop digital thread. It starts in space. Step 1, satellite and drone reconnaissance. High-resolution satellites scan the desert, analyzing moisture levels, sand dune migration, and wind patterns to map out the exact coordinates where trees have the highest chance of survival. Step 2, AI pathfinding. That data is fed into an AI fleet management system. It calculates the most energy-efficient paths for dozens of rovers simultaneously, ensuring they don't cross paths, waste battery climbing unnecessary dunes, or get stuck. Step 3, the autonomous actuator. The solar robot receives its coordinates, drives out, and executes the physical work perfectly every single time. Step 4, big data lifecycle monitoring. Weeks later, a drone flies over the area using computer vision to check on the saplings. If a specific tree is struggling, it logs the data, and an autonomous watering rover is dispatched to that exact coordinate. Do you see what they did there? They took ecological restoration, something that used to be about volunteers with shovels and good intentions, and they turned it into an automated, data-driven software loop. They industrialized nature. Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know we like to look at the bigger pattern. And there is a massive, undeniable pattern playing out here. China is applying the exact same playbook to environmentalism that they use to dominate electric vehicles, lithium batteries, solar panels, and consumer electronics. Today, it's planting trees in the Alashan Desert. But do you honestly think it stops there? The underlying technology here, AI navigation, satellite coordination, solar-powered autonomous machinery, is entirely transferable. Tomorrow, this same tech will be used for autonomous farming on a scale we've never seen. Next, it will be used for autonomous infrastructure maintenance, fixing roads, inspecting bridges, laying cables in remote areas without a single human on site. The Western world is currently having a massive debate about AI writing essays and making deep fakes. Meanwhile, other nations are figuring out how to use AI to physically manipulate the earth beneath our feet. Here is the brutal reality. Countries that fail to automate large-scale physical work are going to find themselves in a very dangerous position over the next few decades. You cannot compete against a nation that can deploy millions of machine hours at near zero marginal labor cost. While one country is arguing over minimum wage and labor shortages for backbreaking work, another country is mass-producing autonomous fleets that work for the price of a solar panel and a software update. The story of China's tree-planting robot isn't about a cool gadget. It's a warning shot. It's proof that the future belongs to the nations that can turn physical labor into a manufacturing process. But what do you think? Is this the ultimate solution to global desertification? Or are we overlooking the risks of turning our ecosystems over to algorithms? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the tech reshaping our world, and I'll see you in the next video.